everybody. Welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. I'm HowlinKnight. This is where we left off. And there's been some mod changes. I went ahead and made sure that we got the mod in that should be allowing them to reach the ceilings without having to do all these ladders. I also added this mod. This is a planning tool. I will, if you guys want, include a list of the mods I use in the next episode. Just let me know in the comments. But this allows us to say, come over here and be like, I know that I want a building here. Right? Ta-da. Boom. Right? That's what this helps us do. You got different shapes you can do, different colors for different things. So gray squares will probably always be a solid tile. Purple squares are doors. Dark blue for water. Yellow is for dirty water. Which it appears this is where we were making it, so it would go. Water goes here, kind of deal. And we'll kind of make it work. I'm gonna use airflow tiles, or probably gonna be orange. I don't know. We will make it work. That's what I do know. See, so this door will become not a door at some point. But this is where we're at. I don't fully remember where we left off in our talks. I have the hiccups. This is like the worst time to have the hiccups. I don't remember fully where we left off with what we were planning to do. I know right now we're building the water tank. But I honestly don't remember what else we were discussing. Let's see, while they're building, where do we put our farms? Ow, my tummy. We got the geyser above us. Weirdly cold section down there. Planning to put our water over here, which will run the cold. So we'll need a refinement zone. Maybe we put the refinement directly below, so we can put... I'm thinking about this really hard, guys. Alright, so maybe we'll put the refinement zone down here to turn this salt water into normal water and come to temperature, which will help us keep our base cooler. And then put oxygen over here. Maybe we'll put the oxygen below it. I'm not really sure. This is too hot for farming. Where do I intend to put the farming? Normally I do it like right here. I'm gonna go down, but this, as you can see, is already seeping over. And then this is going to get too cold for farming. Decisions. Alright, maybe we bring oxygen and the slush geyser over here. Which won't cool this off, but if we use the cooler water to create our oxygen, we can put colder air in. And that should, in theory, do us up pretty well. Ooh, our research station's built. Okay, so first thing I want us to use, look at how much stuff there is, just so we're clear. So much stuff. So we're going to zoom in here to gases and do pressure management. So we're going to do 2 tiers and start getting this section set up correctly, as well as get our airflow doors so we're not just pumping oxygen everywhere. So let's see. Put the medicine there. Are you the right blueprint? Yeah, okay. Oxygen and cooking. Or not oxygen, sorry. Doctor's office. And then maybe kitchen and Normally I like to put them above each other, right? That's what we discussed. It's a doctor's kitchen and food. Cafeteria. I want to plan that up to here. And we're going to have like this. Circle for where we're going to put a output for plumbing, which we can't show you right now, but there'll be like a sewer drain kind of deal that goes there. And more ladders to go here. 4, 4, right? So normally we would make this stop here. I made this tank bigger because I've noticed that a lot of the times, it's a gigantic one, I've noticed a lot of the times I'm having way more regular water than dirty water, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, you just need more space for it. So, yeah, looks right. So, I have the dirty water like this, and then something like that. I think that's how we're gonna do it. Poor Frankie over here dying. I'm just gonna casually open a drink real quick. Sorry. Apologies for your ears. So I think we're gonna have to pop this open so it fills up down here, since we have the walls as in as we can. So that way we can finish building this wall and drop the rest of the water in. I'm looking at just these 3 puddles, and I already feel like this is not going to be enough space. Deconstruct this, please, and deconstruct these. And then we're going to dig up to there. Now they are going to get really cold wanting to pull all this stuff out of here. They haven't built our temporary storage yet. And we have all of this room for... There we go. Okay. Hi, Frankie. So... It's kind of centered, right? It's really hard to center this. Because I did not make it... This is too wide and the room is... Oh well. I think we'll put it here. I'm gonna quickly change prior level. We don't want him working on this just yet. We're actually gonna tell all of this to be prio 1. So now what I'm thinking is we have, so if we remember our discussion, oxygen moves up and to the left, while carbon moves down and to the right. So putting it here wouldn't help us because while it does go to the left, it's still got a whole other half of the base to do. Can't stick it in the bedroom because we will have double-decker beds later. So what I'm thinking is we put them like here. So it'll come up the wall and then over. And that'll kind of keep it centralized, and then it'll go out either direction. Put it here and in here. Yeah. I think this is where we want these. And we discussed we're more than likely putting our oxygen generation on this side of the building. So we want these over here. And we don't have filtration yet, so we can't actually finish this. Ooh. Okay, yeah, because it all happens down here. This will be fine. This will be weird. We're actually going to move this pump because it's actually in the wrong spot here for us. We're going to want it closer over here so we can put our filter here, which will allow us to bring oxygen this way without affecting our atmosuit ducts that will eventually be here. And then we're going to have the gas filler here. So it'll look something like... And this one will come this way. Oh, jeez. I hit the wrong button. I don't like how that looks, though. So I think straight across, into here, and that one will come out that way. Okay. We're not going to put anything here because, again, I don't have doors unlocked. They're currently researching that. And this will need to come to, like, about here. It's 3 wide. We made it 4. Somewhere in here. And that's what we're looking at. That'll be our gas production. Or, well, not production, but distribution. To correct terms here. Let's see. Good job, Steve. That's so not what needs to be done right now, but good job, buddy. We're gonna go ahead and clear out those 2 as well. No research selected. Wow. Our researcher's just been chomping at the bit then to get that done. We'll go ahead and do portable gases next so that we can work on air systems afterwards. But here's the liquid vent. It looks kind of like a sewer drain. That's what's going to be that circle. We're going to pause because they're doing more than I am ready for. And we're going to have the digger go ahead and come over here so we can reach this. What priority is this? We want this wall, I guess, to there to be an 8 so the water can drain. That's where we're at right now. Manual airlocks. Alright. That's a 5. That's a 5. That's a 5. Okay. That should get him off of the air. We're not really worried about that right now. Trying to think about how we actually want to do this, because I have found in some of my solo plays recently that there is like almost an airlock system basically that you can do to better keep the polluted oxygen from the dirty polluted oxygen at that, because it's going to have germs in it, from coming over here. And then you can like recycle that air. So let me just try to think about this for a second. If we make this the door, right, because it's still in the same height category, it would be like this, and then you rebuild everything. So So it'd be like, these are the doors. Keep the oxygen from pumping its way that way. And then, bring it like that. Oops. And then something like this. Or one more, sorry. Something like that. And what we would do is make that airflow. These airflow, because airflow tiles do not let water through, but do allow for the air to transfer. And since it's all going to be the same kind of air, better to leave it alone together. And there we go. Look at that water pouring in for us. Operator Ellie doing her best to deliver everything where it needs to go. Oh, poor thing's freezing. She can get out, right? Yeah. Boop, boop, boop. We're good. Okay. She's running out of breath. A sentiment I'm actually somewhat familiar with. Alright, so if we do this, we'll want a small ladder here, which won't be affected by our bottle emptiers. We're good there. Let's see, I think we'll put the ladder on this side. Ladders. And then we get the drain for here. Somehow that feels wrong. I don't know. Let's be able to escape. Okay. Put it there. Oh, wrong color. Wrong color. Okay. I figured this mod would let us plan while they're building. Alright, now we want to tell them, come mop this up for me. That'll drop when we dig it up, so that's fine. But come mop this. Because especially if we leave it as I'm currently planning it, there's going to be just this weird space. Okay. I'm going to put a chest here. This is all in the right spot, right? Oh, no, it's not. It's not. I need to move this layer. Sorry. There we go. This whole layer is in the wrong spot. Square. There we go. Be like that. Okay. Just because there's lots of refining space for dirty water into clean water. Plenty of space for chlorine to be here to clean out of the air. We got lots of space here. I might actually reverse this area too. And put a ladder here. That way we have more workable area. So the plan is that we're going to put a box. Let's see. What color should we make the storage boxes? I think we'll use white. We're going to use a storage box here. And then we have, this is the dirty water. Oops. We want that to be squares. Dirty water. Refinement zone for polluted yuckiness. Okay. So as you see, this is our canister filler. Want it here or like by the door? I think here. There we go. So this room will catch anything that is not oxygen. Oxygen sometimes will come down here. Its goal is to get our carbon dioxide, but it will occasionally end up with things like chlorine if it ends up in our base, and it'll all go into here, which will make canisters of each of the gases. So that's good. Okay. My researcher is glowing. So now we can come over here. We got that. We're gonna go right there. Ooh, filtration first, actually. Filtration first, then air systems. That way we can... Yeah. Oh, we have a skill. I didn't mean to pause it. We finally can give him a hat. And it looks like our operator can have a hat. There we go. All agriculture, all consumable ore, all dirts. Sand is fine, copper is fine, only the algae. Okay, there we go. And everybody got their hat, right? Did we give Ellie her hat? There she goes. Yeah. Look at how happy they get. So now they'll start cleaning when they have nothing to do. They made that unreachable. Okay, well, we're just gonna leave it that way then. Not quite what we wanted to have happen, but it be how it works sometimes. So at some point we need our plumbing in here, our pitcher pump, which covers that much space. So if we put it here, it would meet the ladder below, which isn't an issue while this is active. And we're not going to let this water get too low. But I do think we should deconstruct that one to put in this one. Good job, Builder Steve. Why are you not placing? Place. And we'll turn that to a 7. And dig that up. Okay. And then come over here. And we got, oops, cancel that. Which we're gonna need to be able to reach this. And we will actually turn that to an 8. Somebody is suffocating. Ah, yes. Okay, so we're gonna, guys, come build this. He needs a delivery, is what that means. And then priority, we're gonna come over and tell them this is a 7. These will be a 7. Okay. And they should, yeah, here comes our operator. Weirdly taking an odd route. I'll tell you not to go through the door anymore. There we go. Builder Steve is just out here. Might actually lose our builder really early. Builder Steve, run! Oh, climb faster, buddy, climb. There we go. He found some oxygen. We're good. We saved him. Oh, we didn't save him, but it's okay. He's fine. So now we're gonna come in here and we're gonna start planting these. And again, I should change these to a 1. These are not a priority right now. Okay. So, we're gonna get toilets later and sinks. It's enter, exit. That's how they're set up. So this will be set up to there. output's gotta go some way, you know? So I'm thinking entry, come up. Enter through here, exit this way. Alright, enter. Exit. Which actually can't be this way, it needs to be bridges. Which I told this to all be a 1. Actually better set it like that. 1, skip. Hello, cat. So it's gotta be kind of set up like this. Oops. Nope. Let's just cancel all this. Cancel all this, the output gets tricky. We're gonna start this over. So we're gonna start this with one of these. It's like every other one has to be an output. Like that. And then we can't get to the next floor, but well, we kind of can. We can do the entry, which will be here. And the exits will be coming from that way. And just to keep it from getting confused, we'll use one of these. I think there. Like that. And then that will come out of the base this way and drop into there. Now let's make sure all of that is priority 1. Oops. Okay. Duties, we want doors definitely not out of 1. There we go. Currently not needed, but will be eventually. And I think we have plenty of space that if we just go ahead and dig this up, that will be fine. Oh, yep, and some of that water is going to go over there, which is okay. Mop that up, please. Get that up. Sludge press. Gas filter, okay. So, just like that, that's where that's gonna go. And while we're here, we'll go ahead and connect this up. There we go. So that's that set up. They will need power at some point, these two things here. They usually get connected in my builds. I don't know where we're putting our power bank at the moment, so I'm not really sure. Sorry, I have the hiccups again. I'm not really sure where I want to put the switch, which we don't have access to anyway at the moment. Liquid filter. Well, if we do this right, we shouldn't need a liquid filter. Big if there, but there we go. Oh, there we go. So this is going to get submerged, which should get them to use it from over here again. And later we'll get these things called mesh tiles. Oh, poor Frankie. We'll get these things called mesh tiles, which is right here. And that'll let us replace these with actual tiles. I think we deconstruct this one, to be honest. We're going to go ahead and start telling them about airflow tiles going here. We want the airlock there. And some normal tile there. So there we go. We got them started now. My cat is... No lap buddies, buddy. Mama's feet have been swollen and you're just gonna make that worse. So no thank you. To anybody curious how the cat could possibly make my feet swelling worse, I have a bad habit due to my neurodivergence of keeping my feet very crisscrossed, which means they're already struggling, because otherwise I'm highly uncomfortable. I'm already struggling with circulation and retaining fluids, and so if she is allowed to come sit there, she's just going to press on my legs really bad, and it gets 1,000 times worse. I love you, socks, but no. She says, okay, I go away then. I'll turn my back to you. She's not pleased with my answer, but she's accepting my answer, and I'll take it. Oh, I'm not sure if anyone's been paying that close attention, but if you noticed, awesome. As you can see, we already had this ladder here, so it didn't go anywhere. But as we've been building over these tiles, like this ladder pieces, the diamonds have been disappearing. A couple of our water tiles disappeared. That's part of the mod for planning, so that it clears itself out, basically. Which is great. And we're going to tell it we want to dig that up, even though our digger cannot currently dig parts of that. And the liquid vent. Which typically I keep this by the liquid vent, but you can also put it over ladder spaces. The part I can't remember is if you can put ladder below this and they just bypass it. Because if you could, you can save some space doing that. Oh, we're not researching. Let me stop them real quick. Because we're not researching. Let's go ahead and get these set to a 5, I think. And get the wall in as a 7. Okay. We have a new print. We are not ready for an extra dupe. And the reason we know we're not ready is we don't have the farming area set up, so that gets rid of that. We already have a digger. Bionic units I haven't played with yet, but from what I hear, they are a whole different level of challenge. And if we look up here, we just are not making enough food right now to worry about adding an extra dupe. So what we're going to take is the algae. I feel like I'm getting a cold or something. A little stuffed up. We're going to get the algae. But first, before we unpause, let's go ahead and get that. We get our air systems, which I believe we talked about already. We're putting here. I guess I could have done an airlock here too. This door. Oh, not quite. Not quite. We're okay. We didn't mess up. But look at all that water. So now, plumbing, liquid pump. You can't put it where that part is. That's okay. We don't need to. We're gonna put it here. And bring this up and over. Like so. That's how those two are connecting. This is gonna come over. Maybe into the wall. Either way, we need a power thing. Gonna need power here. which, ooh, actually we need to adjust that because we want to be able to put a switch on this for when we're not using it. Okay. The little hatch noises. I love the hatches. Alright. We have a skill. It's our digger. We'll now be able to do very firm materials. Well done. So very firm should be... yeah. Like the granite, but you still can't do... yeah, because hardness nearly impenetrable. So we still can't get these, but we will be able to start getting granite and igneous rock, I believe. Oh, granite. Granite's what we just unlocked, I guess. That's fine. So we're gonna come up here. They're busy. We got time. We are gonna start planning this a little bit. So our ladder comes from this side. So we're either gonna approach it from this side, or we'll have another ladder at some point coming from over here. But there's a water pocket here. So we'll assume we're coming from this side. And think of one more. Okay. Let's see, we want a door. Nope, that'll leak. We need it to go up one more. Which we can't quite see yet. That's okay. I want it to go one above here. And maybe two out from it. And most of it you want below. So we'll probably be bringing it down to at least here. Boop, 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 and boop. I think we bring it a little lower. Whatever we store in here is how much the geyser can off-put. Shape, there we go. That's how much the geyser will be allowed to off-put because it stops producing once it covers the top. Now we're going to want to take the water from in here and put it somewhere else. I don't like how wide this looks. I do not like how wide it looks. We're taking it in one. Okay. There we go. We're going to take the water from in here, which appears to be at this spot. To redo these diamonds here. Boop, boop, and boop. There we go. Take the water from here, bring it over here somewhere. To be refined and dropped into here. And then we're still gonna want it. Okay. So I'm thinking, right? This doesn't have to be a closed off area. So 4, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shit. Sorry, excuse my language. 6. Okay. So what we're going to do is put it in here and then refine it into normal water and drop it down here. We're going to also create little tanks that come across because we're going to need a spot for oil at some point because we don't want our oil to be too hot or too cold. And I'm sure there's others. We might find a polluted geyser. You're going to want that going somewhere. We couldn't just drop it in here, but we didn't make this tank. We didn't allocate a lot of space to this tank. So, may have to wait on that. Look at how far my builder can reach. Look at you go, Steve. Alright. Oh, we're not researching again. So, let me think about this. We could start getting our toilets set up, but we don't have our power set up yet, which would require us to come up here. Ooh, wiggle, 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 and get these two, which gives us our switch, bigger batteries, and our coal generation. Or not generation, but coal power. I don't think we're quite ready for that, so we're going to do this one first, which gives us the water sieve, allowing us to filter polluted water. And we'll come across here. Missing research station. Am I? Well, we shouldn't be. Oh, I guess we are. Never mind. Okay. I guess we don't have a lot of other options then, even though we're not ready for that. Our researcher's just doing too good. So we'll grab the sinks. And mesh tile. It's a little awkward. Need to do that. Need this. So I'm not sure. Maybe we let them research up to the next computer so we can do that. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna let them research the next computer they need. Just to better zoom in for you. They will need this computer, which is part of why we need a water pump infinitely. Is like the manual pumps is to allow them to research, but they use this one to get that second tier of research. So we'll go ahead and let Mima work on that. And she glows because her little buggy friend does. It's really fun. Alright. So now because we got that set up, and kind of plan for that. Put a floor in, and now we've hit a new problem. This slime has something called slime lung, and without a doctor or Atmos suits, we can't actually do anything with it. We could make a temporary oxygen room. Let's see. Doctor, cook. Yeah, so this is the last layer we needed. Oops. Too many squares. Okay. You could put a temporary oxygen generation here, which would then have to bring I guess we just bring the water from here straight up. It's not the worst option. It's actually the perfect height too. Okay. Do we need a full 16s? But I think we kind of do. Okay, so last time I did this, I might have to shrink this by one here, but last time I did this, we created a 3 tall section so that we had one dedicated to here. Oh, this just made oxygen super complicated. I don't love it. Alright. I don't love that. I wanted our oxygen over here somewhere. Near the warm so that it's not too cold, but also still near. Why are you so weirdly cold? A lot of oxalite down here. All right. Another option. They're just over here casually building for us. They're doing great. They're very focused. But we don't have. We haven't worked our way over here. Which we kind of need to do. Oops. Shaky hand. Okay. Oops. Okay. What we could do is put oxygen generation down here instead of our, which feels kind of weird, but instead of our cemetery being down here, we put oxygen down here. I guess in theory I could always just put the oxygen generation here too. Right, we like 4, 4, 4. Put it in here. Because then you're gonna have a canister filler. I feel like we can make it work on 2 because of the canister. So these would actually be airflow tiles. So the reason you need to do this is one section's going to become a lot of hydrogen. These oxygen things, I don't think we're far enough. We are. It creates oxygen and hydrogen. That's the one we're going to be using. Whoops. So you're going to want to put one here, one probably down here, and have them work in tandem. We're going to want a canister filler in here, probably close to the ladder so that it can be emptied out. These run on water, and if we stuck to 3, it's going to come near the heat, but be able to make an airlock. So our hydrogen's not just ending up out here in the world. And I like having 3 pumps. One dedicated to coming up here to fill up, which never feels like enough, I'll be honest, to fill up the Atmos suits will have, and then 1 for the base. Yeah, I guess 2 is fine. Okay. I'm gonna put the door, I think, here. No. Put the door here, because we want the hydrogen up here. This will be fine. We might be overthinking it. Alright, we're gonna go to circles. We're gonna use some circles for this stuff. And we're gonna use blue, because it's for oxygen, right? So I think I want the pump thing here. We're gonna have this pump and filter over here. The filter will make pink. In, out, out. Yeah. There. Okay. And then I want the canister filler over here. I'll make that white. Canister filler. Which I actually think that's a 2. No, it goes into that space. It goes into that space. We're gonna call it. So we got these 2. And then the next air pump. Yeah, that's where I'm confused about how I want to run this, because this one's going to come up here to fill just this floor, but we want this one to reconnect with our existing pipes, with our existing system. So it needs to be on this side. So I think this is fine, because they need to come down and empty it, and we don't want them spending too much time doing that. I think we just kind of reverse it, maybe. Put this here and here, and put our filter here. And we'll represent this with diamonds, that this one comes... Oh, I can't. We want this one to come down and over into this, and we want this to connect here. That one goes up. I think I've got it figured out. Goodness, this is work in the brain here. This will become our oxygen room, I think. I think that's how we want it. I might actually shift this system to over here and this into the center. No, it's fine. That's what we're gonna do. The door might be the part that changes. I think we'll move the door up 1. I don't know. We'll figure that out. We're not quite there. Quite there yet. Okay. Oxygen. Gotta get in here. But we can't. So that we can start getting the polluted oxygen out of our base. Or we're gonna have to place some deodorizers up here before we open any of that to filter. He's run out of things to build, apparently. Priority 5. Why don't we have you finish up on these. I'll have them take that out so he can reach that one. And we'll go from there. We are coming up on time to call it. So we're gonna, oh, sorry, give me a sec. Baby kicking. Oh. Alright, we are gonna open. As you can see, I've been saving these. I've been playing by myself, of course, on my other world, and I've been saving these to open with you guys. So we're gonna open these real quick together. Let's see what we got. Number 1, canary yellow. So this will be, you can put drywall in, which when we go to other planets will be used to help trap gases into the building. But for here, it'll be mostly to denote what rooms are what and kind of make it look nicer. You can use them for either. We got a light bulb. It's a ceiling flask. I kind of like it. It says not to fill with liquids. Another one from a mining light. That's kind of cool. I don't know where we would use it though. Some frilly gloves. I don't know how to use the clothing items yet. Some pants. Balloons. And ooh, some pretty green silks. All right. That went a little faster than I expected, but hey, good use of our time. There you go, Steve. Nope, this, there we go. I don't want that. Make it easier to reach over there. A telescope. Now, we want this up here somewhere. We're not up there yet, of course. Because wherever we place this, everything in that orange square needs to be cleared out completely so it can see the sky. So it's going to be a while. But we did this so we could have this computer. Now we put it in a space 3 away. Goes there. There's the mini pod. We need our power wire to come through here. Okay. We might put our power over here somewhere since it's already hot. Well, it's already hot. That's the problem. Maybe we'll put the power somewhere close to the cold so it doesn't overheat. Maybe we'll put it on top of the building for a change. I'm not sure what we'll do with that. We'll do something. Something will, in fact, occur. Okay. We accidentally made these doors really low prio. Let's just get all the doors back to normal. There we go. So now he's gonna kind of ADHD build things. Which is okay. We don't mind that. Somebody sleeping? Our digger. Okay. Operator's gonna clean up while she can. And we're gonna grab this and start trying to figure out what we want to do here. Because I guess we could grab this and start putting in our mesh tiles. We can go ahead and tell them I want to do this since I've told you to start building what I asked for. So this. We're going to want one of these set up to address the slime at some point. Because while you can just use chlorine, it will take a while. And you run the risk of your dupe still getting sick. So what we want to do is put the gross germs in here so that any of the ores and other shit is not covered in slime lung. And then we need that for making more water. This for getting downstairs faster. We gotta figure out where we want our refining area to be. We'll start here. Let's start there. We're gonna let them... Actually, it's about time. We can save. They can finish their day tomorrow. So, just proving we saved as a group. Here we go. Alrighty. This is where it'll remain. This is what we did today. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. It's been a lot of fun. And if you're enjoying this series so far, leave a like, a comment, maybe subscribe so you don't miss more of it. And if you got a moment and you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is to come on down to my online shop and check out what I've got going. I've made all the designs myself, and I decided what products they go on. So I'm open to feedback on that as well. But that's the best way at this time to support the channel. I think that's all my announcements. So until next time, my friends, take care and stay safe out there. Bye-bye now.